Welcome, movie lovers. Ever wondered what it would be like to wake up in a room with no escape, forced to live stream in order to entertain strangers just to survive? Join us as we dive into the gripping story of Share from 2023, a dystopian thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. In this video, we provide a detailed recap and review of the movie, exploring its thought-provoking themes and intense narrative. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like to support our channel. Let's dive right in. In the opening scene, a young man wakes up in a dimly lit room, his mind clouded with confusion and disorientation. He has no recollection of how he arrived there or where he is. In a state of panic, he inspects the walls for an escape but finds none. The room is sparsely furnished, equipped only with a toilet and a shower. Desperate, he bangs on the walls and shouts for help, but his pleas go unanswered. His gaze soon falls on a computer screen displaying the word Share. He starts typing various commands, attempting to unlock the door, but each command is rejected as invalid. The screen prompts him to share again, and this time, he hesitantly complies by replying yes. The computer begins recording him. Under the impression that someone is watching, he poses numerous questions, but the silence remains unbroken. When he attempts to use the toilet, he discovers there is no water, and the sink is also non-functional. Desperation drives him to type water into the computer, which cryptically responds with equals to 5. Confounded, he lies down on the floor to wait. At one point, he accidentally farts, earning some credits or points. These points enable him to purchase water, finally quenching his thirst. After washing his face, he realizes he is part of a live stream, watched by real people, those amused by his situation. He begins to move around the room, humorously farting in hopes of earning more points, but it's not enough for food. Experimenting with random commands, he manages to turn off the lights before falling asleep. Shortly after, the computer beeps, reminding him to share again. Frustrated, he vents about his predicament before taking a shower, which earns him more points. He resumes his antics. Once he accumulates enough points, he orders food, only to receive a bowl of dog food. Annoyed, he tries to return it but fails. With no other option, he eats the food and even mimics a dog for the viewers. His performance earns more points, but not enough for proper clothing. His first purchase is a female undergarment, which he models for the camera despite its impracticality, which garners him more points. Hours later, the man breaks down and cries himself to sleep. The next day, he resolves to entertain the viewers. He performs gymnastic moves, silly dances, and shares spontaneous thoughts. Gradually, he earns enough points to buy a t-shirt, a mattress, and a toilet mirror. As the points accumulate, he acquires more items like clothes, shaving tools, decent food, and some alcohol. One day, he drinks excessively and smashes the monitor with an empty bottle, causing a power outage in his room. He attempts to remove the monitor from the wall and examines the food hatch, but finds no escape route. In a fit of rage, he punches the monitor, injuring his hand. He breaks down and pleads to be released. Exhausted, he apologizes to the computer for his outburst, begging for another chance. In utter despair, he lies on the floor, awaiting his fate. After some time, the computer turns on, and an old man appears on the screen, greeting him. The old man, also in a similar room but with more items, explains that sometimes the system glitches, but once a person reaches a certain level, they can access the common network, allowing communication with other prisoners. Initially, the young man suspects the old man works for the kidnappers, but he clarifies that they all woke up there without knowing why. They suspect it is some prank by Dobrik. As they converse, it becomes evident that the old man never stops talking, jumping from one topic to another. His incessant chatter earns him plenty of points, but it irritates the young man. One night, the young man wakes up to the sound of the old man coughing and checks on him through the computer. By experimenting with random commands, he discovers other prisoners, each with different channel numbers. His channel is 14, while the old man's is 73. He finds a variety of content, including cooking lessons and makeup tutorials, but becomes particularly fixated on a beautiful woman teaching yoga. As days pass, 14 spends most of his time with 73, chatting, sharing meals, and learning magic tricks. At night, he connects with the yoga instructor and sends her donations. One morning, while assembling new furniture, 73 approaches him with advice. The old man warns that they can't remain at one level because viewers will lose interest. They need to diversify their content. Despite his initial skepticism, 14 takes the advice to heart and tries new genres, including stand-up comedy, workouts, cooking, singing, and magic. This diversification attracts a new audience and earns him more points. He uses these points to buy medicine for 73, who continues to suffer from a persistent cough. While making a purchase, 14 accidentally views the room of 11, a woman who is showering. Furious at the intrusion, she yells at him, accusing him of being a kidnapper. He quickly explains the situation, asserting he is a prisoner like her. 73 joins the conversation, and 11 asks if they've tried to escape. 14 recounts his earlier attempt and the punishment that followed. The woman insists they should analyze the system for vulnerabilities, but 73 dismisses her, calling her condescending before leaving the conversation. Confused, 11 questions why they were chosen, finding it odd that a company would provide housing and food to random strangers. 14 admits he wasn't important outside, but here he has a chance to matter. Later, 14 starts a puppet show with socks, amusing the viewers and earning many points. The audience enjoys his performance, seeing him go all out. One morning, he gives 11 a shower curtain, but she becomes angry, not wanting to be watched. Over the next few days, 14 entertains viewers with drawing lessons, despite being terrible at it. The humor earns him points, which he uses to buy more furniture. However, 11 suggests starting a revolution, leading to a heated argument. 14 and 73 believe they are better off here. That night, the old man has a severe coughing fit, chokes, and has a seizure, collapsing with his face against the monitor. Sensing the urgency, 14 appeals to subscribers for help while 11 searches for useful commands. Amidst the chaos, 11 accidentally enters the wrong command, causing flames to erupt from the walls. They watch helplessly as 73 and his room are consumed by fire before the screen goes blank. The tragedy leaves them devastated, and they remain silent for days, mourning their loss. One morning, 14 speaks to 11, telling her not to blame herself as she was only trying to help the old man. All you did was comment that his channel was fire, he says. You couldn't have meant that to happen. In an attempt to cheer her up, he performs another puppet show. After a while, the woman confesses that she wants to get drunk and asks him to join her. They order some alcohol and start drinking, reminiscing about their last memories of freedom. In an inebriated state, they begin dancing, even without music. Eventually, their moments take a romantic turn, and they use their hands to gratify themselves while looking at each other. The points come pouring in. The following day, during their conversation, 14 agrees with 11's earlier plan. All the prisoners need to unite and identify vulnerabilities in the system, as the old man's death has proven that glitches do exist. He goes live, informing the audience about the recent events. He highlights anomalies in the system where unknown functions occasionally appear and suggests that exploiting these functions might lead to the bunker's opening. Soon after, the yoga instructor, 28, contacts 14, expressing her approval of his speech. After a brief exchange, 28 retires for the night, while 14 and 11 begin exploring the other channels. They are encouraged to find that several fellow prisoners are supporting their quest to uncover the glitches. In the next scene, 28 begins her yoga session. During the session, she speaks to 14, complimenting his ability to make people smile, which she deems invaluable. Not as valuable as my bum and tree pose, but valuable nonetheless, she quips. As their conversation progresses, she invites him to join her yoga practice, which he accepts. However, moments later, 11 intervenes, reminding them to focus on their tasks rather than chatting. Over the next few days, 11 continues to investigate other channels to gather information about the glitches. She discovers intriguing features such as controlling the ventilation system and even moving the walls. These revelations lead her to realize that the rooms are positioned at varying distances, prompting her to create a map of the facility. She shares her plan with 14, but he is less enthusiastic than before. 28's perspective on the importance of happiness in their endeavors has influenced him. He argues that since some people find joy here, they should not disrupt their happiness. 11 dismisses his concerns and proceeds to cut her hair as an act of rebellion. That same night, 28 begins another yoga session, which irritates 11. Annoyed, 11 confronts the yoga instructor, accusing her of being inconsiderate with her nighttime broadcasts, which hinder others' sleep. An argument ensues, with 28 accusing 11 of treating the other bloggers like puppets. Hearing the commotion, 14 intervenes to mediate. Realizing 11's point, he decides to take action. He goes live, requesting that all other bloggers send him 1 point each. A glitch occurs, causing his points to multiply rapidly. This angers the yoga instructor, who calls him a thief. The conflict escalates, and 11 retaliates by causing it to rain inside 28's room. In response, 28 enters a command, the warmth of their light, which sets 11's room ablaze. Shortly after, 11 is engulfed by flames, just as 73 had been, and her screen goes dark. Witnessing this, 14 collapses to his knees, overwhelmed with grief. Suddenly, a door inexplicably opens behind him, revealing a bright, sunny day. In disbelief, he approaches the door, but the monitor beeps. He returns to go live and inform the other bloggers of their apparent breakthrough, but his joy is short-lived as the door behind him closes and he finds himself confined again. Share is a haunting and thought-provoking film that delves into the dark side of social media and surveillance. The protagonist's journey from confusion and despair to a desperate struggle for survival is both captivating and heart-wrenching. The film's portrayal of a dystopian reality where personal freedom is sacrificed for the amusement of others serves as a powerful commentary on the modern world. With its intense narrative and strong performances, Share is a must-watch for fans of psychological thrillers and dystopian dramas. What do you think of Share? Post your thoughts on the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie recaps and reviews. As always, thanks for watching.